We're here in the Ciba Product Development Labs, where research personnel are developing and testing new formulations to expand Ciba's rapid tooling, rapid manufacturing product lines. A large part of Ciba's efforts are focused on rapid prototyping materials used to develop plastic parts. The parts in minutes polyurethanes developed in these labs are specified by engineering personnel throughout the world to help meet their specific design and manufacturing project requirements. This video will help explain how you can use parts in minutes for your next project. In the first section of the video, we'll introduce parts in minutes polyurethanes to give you a basic understanding of their applications and the features and benefits you can expect. Then we'll profile how 3 parts in minutes customers have successfully reduced their product to market lead times and development costs by using Ciba materials. One company describes a prototype project requiring high strength to ensure snap-fit closure performance and long-lasting durability. Another customer shoots end-use durable parts that meet UL non-flammability requirements for making medical centrifuges. And finally, there's a highly specialized application for producing large 40-pound bus bumpers that simulate the appearance and performance of the final product. But first, here's a brief description of Ciba's parts in minutes polyurethanes.
Time. In today's fast-paced manufacturing business, it's a commodity you can't afford to waste. New products that once took years to bring to market now go from idea to implementation in just months. Imprecise models that once took hundreds of hours to fabricate by hand are now computer-generated to exact specifications in just hours. Customers who once accepted prototype delivery in months now want hundreds of parts in just days. As new technological breakthroughs continue to compress manufacturing time frames, it's more important than ever to make every minute count. Ciba Specialty Chemicals puts time on your side with new rapid-setting polyurethanes that give you parts in minutes. Urethanes have always produced parts with excellent surface detail, but the resin systems used often took more than 20 hours to cure at room temperature. So-called fast-setting resins did indeed set quickly, but they produced extremely brittle parts. Now things have changed. Ciba's new line of parts in minutes polyurethanes enables you to cast as many as 40 production quality parts per day from just one single cavity silicone rubber mold. You can quickly develop parts that offer the look, feel, and performance of thermoplastic parts, the accuracy to assure precise concept verification, and the durability to withstand real-world field testing. Parts in minutes polyurethanes create thermoplastic-like components of such exacting detail and lasting durability they can even be used as final parts. Here's how it works. A hand-finished stereolithography master is used to produce a silicone mold. The parts in minutes resin and hardener are then mixed to precise ratios in a meter mix dispense machine and injected uniformly into the mold, assuring high-quality parts that are virtually void-free. The part hardens in just seconds, and after a few minutes, it's ready for demolding. The fast gel time reduces leaching into the silicone mold, extending its service life. After a brief setup, the mold is ready to cast more parts. Parts in minutes polyurethanes enable you to create accurate parts ranging in size from just ounces up to 40 pounds and larger in under an hour. Small, intricate parts for items such as pagers and computers can be as easily and accurately manufactured as large parts like automotive bumper fascias, side impact door panels, and under-the-hood applications. No matter how large, how small, or how detailed the component, parts in minutes polyurethanes allow you to transform concepts into reality in a matter of days. If you think you have to sacrifice durability for speed, think again. Ciba's new polyurethanes exhibit performance characteristics approaching those of thermoplastic production parts, including high impact strength for functional prototypes, high heat deflection temperatures for electronic components and other high heat applications, and excellent flexural and tensile strengths for the production of parts requiring engineering strength. This unique mix of physical properties results in prototypes that are tough enough for field testing and snap-fit closures that withstand repeated assembly and disassembly without failure. And with Ciba's advanced quality control procedures, you can rely on batch-to-batch consistency. Parts in Minutes polyurethanes are available in several custom colors, including a natural buff that can be easily tinted to meet the specific needs of your customers. Parts in Minutes polyurethanes from Ciba Specialty Chemicals give you the competitive edge you need to meet tight lead times and the strict quality demands of your customers. There are other fast-curing polyurethanes on the market, but Ciba's Parts in Minutes gives you this unique combination of fast setup time, high temperature resistance, lasting durability, and multiple use applications all in one easy-to-use, affordable formula. Only Ciba gives you Parts in Minutes. For nearly 10 years, Prototype Techniques has served leading companies such as Harley-Davidson, Briggs & Stratton, and Marquette Electronics with design engineering, prototyping, and pre-production run manufacturing services.
Well, everybody needs quick turnaround. Everything has to be tomorrow or sooner. When we first started out in this business, a lot of things we were doing were actually machining parts out of billet plastic. Then as RP came along, we started doing RTV molding and casting, and that was okay. The only difficulty was, of course, the materials available in the early stages were not representative of what clients wanted. They wanted something with high impact. They wanted something that had good heat deflection temperature, and a lot of them also wanted good flexural modulus. I'd say that those are basically the chief discouragements about early resin casting in urethanes, was that they made parts that had snap fits, and they wanted them to snap over and over again. They wanted to be able to bounce them off the floor and send them to UL, and yet UL bounce them off the floor.
To satisfy customer requests, Prototype Techniques started to search for more durable materials with improved physical properties and a production rate of several parts per hour, not days. With its combination of high impact and heat resistance, Ciba's RP6452 polyurethane offered the improved performance needed for several critical jobs.
In the past, urethane materials have not been, they may snap, but they don't snap very often or very well. And that isn't representative of what the customer is going to get out of his parts when he goes to production. High heat deflection temperature, of course, was also a very major requirement, especially with Harley-Davidson, because of their enthusiasm for testing the parts on the bikes. We had some early difficulties with other resins because we had managed to get the high heat deflection temperature, but the parts were too brittle. Ciba's RP6452 material allows us to make ABS-like parts that have high impact, that have good snap fits, and represent parts that the client is going to get when he goes to production.
Before starting work with the Parts in Minutes polyurethanes, Prototype Techniques conducted a series of tests to verify the product performance characteristics included on Ciba's data sheets.
They were a little concerned about the accuracy of the spec sheets, so we did actual independent impact and heat deflection temperature testing with an independent lab before we even started to shoot parts, because of our bad experiences in the past with what people advertise on their spec sheets. And the Ciba spec sheets were actually understate the impact strength of the material by a fairly substantial amount, actually, which is I mean, it's always better to find out that the stuff is better than you thought it was going to be, rather than to find out that it's not even as good as it was supposed to be.
The benefits of parts in minutes polyurethanes go beyond the performance and speed offered in just one system. Because prototypers have a diverse set of demands for physical properties, Ciba's family of polyurethanes offer a wide range of performance characteristics that make it easy to satisfy customers' requirements.
A tremendous amount of our business has always been in trying to fit the customer's needs to the material. And the parts in minutes line, because it has different specific formulations for different specific applications, like high flex modulus, high heat deflection temperature, high impact, all those things, we can actually fit the parts much better to the end user than we ever could in the past.
For materials and parts made with materials with special properties such as high impact, UL rated, and high temperature. In the past, we could get materials that had one or more of these properties, but not all three. Thus, we were able to find a material that had high impact and be UL rated but not have good thermal properties, or we could find a material that was UL rated with good thermal characteristics but not be high impact. With the 6453, we found a nice combination of all these properties that allowed us to make strong, durable parts that we were able to ship anywhere in the country under any temperature conditions and have them arrive intact.
The Parts in Minutes line has also helped Prototech increase overall productivity and reduce tooling costs.
In the past, cycle time was so great on parts that it required additional molds to be online, and now we are able to do pre-production and limited production quantities of parts and satisfy our clients' needs and dramatically reduce the number of molds that we have to have online at any one time. I see the introduction of the Parts in Minutes material line opening up many avenues because of the properties that they have that compete very favorably with thermoplastics.
Quite often, Parts in Minutes customers require a different approach that goes beyond off-the-shelf solutions. Regal Tools' Advanced Engineering and Product Development Division recently worked with Ciba's technical sales staff to modify RP6450 Parts in Minutes polyurethane to produce 40-pound bus bumper fascia assemblies.
Because of the complexity of this part being that it's so heavy, we took the physical properties of the material, which was everything that we were looking for the impact part, and the physical properties that were required for this application. And then I had to look at it solving the new problem of getting the gel time to where it was a slower gel time that would be able to fill a larger part.
The RP6450 polyurethane offers a gel time of approximately 55 seconds. Regal describes how this formulation was changed for this application.
We modified this gel time up to 150. This gave us the ability to move a part that could be molded somewhere in the area of 15 pounds, now up into an area of 35 to 40 pounds, and still give all the aesthetic qualities that were required and all the physical properties that were needed for performance of the part.
Ciba's interface was vital to the success of the bumper fascia program, from support with the master model and tooling design to the base material modification to balance the gel time with the needed physical properties.
I guess the greatest advantage in that is that you've now got a material supplier that is opening up new doors in rapid prototyping and acting as a partner with you in the research and development of the materials as to the needs of the customers and the products that are being performed or being used out there. I believe that it's an advantage to work with Ciba because of the immediate response time that you get and the quality of the consistency of the materials.
Ciba's commitment to the customer is to provide solutions to help you make prototypes more easily, with better performance, and faster than ever before. With parts in minutes polyurethanes, Ciba offers real-world solutions to help meet your goals. Call Ciba to discuss your application requirements.